Hey there, my name is Lisa Nickel, and welcome to the Sacred and Rooted podcast. On this podcast, we explore a wide range of topics from how to deepen your connection with the divine to how to make your day to day life feel more meaningful and joyful. Through mindset, spirituality, cyclical living, and my personal favorite, meditation, my wish for you is that you live a life you are excited about on a soul level, where you feel grounded, divinely powerful, and most of all, free to be authentically you. I hope you enjoy the show. The music for my podcast is created by my beautiful sister, Sarah Russell. Her contact info is in the show notes. Hey, welcome to the podcast. And if your first time, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of a podcast I recorded earlier a few weeks ago before I left to go crew for my sister's backyard ultra. And so I just wanted to follow up because I did say I would follow up. I haven't yet. So you don't have to listen to both, but if you want to, get the whole story, the preamble, then that's in part 1. And this is sort of the takeaways from the whole experience now that it's over. And before we get into that, I just wanted to take a minute to say that my new experience, it's a self-directed online course. It's given through podcasts, a private podcast, and it's called Playing with Joy. It's a 28-day experience, and so you get a little, couple minute podcast recording every day for 28 days. And the idea is to build your capacity to receive joy, to hold joy, to spread joy, to everything related to joy. And the idea is that when we really expand into that frequency, then the quality of our life, the feeling that we have in our day-to-day life is more joyful, more optimistic, more loving, instead of getting so caught up in the chaos that the world is in a little bit right now, or very much so. I guess I shouldn't say a little bit. And to just really hold that vision for what we are capable of in our communities and our families, in our lives, in the world as like a human, race. Yeah, so I made this course. It's enjoyable, it's short and sweet. There's not a pile of homework. You really do just listen to an episode for a couple minutes a day and then reflect on whatever the topic is. And it's like a little injection of joy in your day. And 28 days is sort of a length of time that, people, psychologists and other therapists say that it breeds a habit. Like you've now ridden into the grooves of like a more joyful, meaningful life. And so, congratulations. Anyways, that can be found. I'll put it in the show notes. The link is in the show notes. I think it's pretty simple. It's lisanickel.ca/playing with joy. All right. All right. So back to the episode at hand. Yeah. So my sister was in a backyard ultra. A backyard ultra is, for those who don't run really long distances or even run at all, because that's me. I used to run in high school, like short distance, like sprints, but I never really enjoyed the long distance running. So backyard ultra there's like a home base, and so even though you're running a long, long distance, you're doing a loop, and so you're continually coming back to the home base. And so the organizers of this is Keji, it's Keji's Backyard Ultra. And so it's in Keji National Park or Provincial Park. I think it must be provincial. Um, Anyways, it's a park in Nova Scotia. Gorgeous area. If you ever go get a chance to be in that area, go through the park. It's beautiful. Um, so we were I don't even remember where we were exactly in the park, but by a lake. I think it was Jeremy's Bay or something like that. Anyway, so everyone who's involved in it, who signed up, basically, they go and where the kind of home base area is everyone just pops their tent. It's kind of like one of those full, like you can stand up in your tent. It's 10 by 10 or 12 by 12 feet. It's like a party tent, like a little party tent for maybe you'd have in your backyard if you were having a pool party or something. And then they fill the tent with supplies. So, like food, whatever food the person's planning to eat, you know, all the little vibrational and massage tools, all of the changes of clothes, everything you can think of that would make your life more comfortable if you were trying to run for days at a time, which which is a lot. There was a lot of stuff that goes in that tent. Then we got one of those zero gravity chairs because at some point you just get absolutely tired of standing and being on your feet. And and so yeah, so we put all that in to the tent. Everyone has the tent. So I think there was 150 people in this race. And so you can imagine the tents kind of going along this path and around the corner. And there was a washroom area. And so they just kind of circled that area and they went on for quite a distance. But everybody has their spot. And so they come back to it after every loop. And each loop is 6.7 kilometers. And so the beauty of the design of this race, in my opinion, is that you build community in a way that you don't if you're just ultra running and you're running like linearly along like out forever. Because you would never come back to the spot that you started, and you're constantly like moving somewhere new. And so anyone who's helping you with supplies and stuff is literally in their car, trying to meet you, at a prearranged spot to meet up and, let you change your clothes or get you some food or whatever it is. So this setup is really gorgeous, in that the runners at the top of the hour, every hour, they start all together again in that loop. And so they get to know each other, they get to chit chat and see how everyone's doing, how's, tips and tricks and just how's the mood. And and so that's wicked. And then the people that are the crew, like the helpers, and so that's what I was doing for my sister was just while she was running, I was setting up the next breaks, food snack thing and water and liquid and her like running water bottle thing that she had whatever salt tablets and vitamin tablets in. And then yeah, she had like a whole schedule of like first hour, second hour, third hour, whatever hour, and this is what I think I'm going to need and want. And then when she does come in, you'd be, I would be saying, okay, next time it's this and that and the other thing's going to be here for you. So then if she felt like something different, then she would say, oh yeah, no, I don't like maybe try, I want this instead or whatever, especially for food as we went on. Because at some point, there's points where you just get tired of something that you've already had like 6 times. And so it's like requests are welcome. Anyways, so everybody who had like their family member there or a friend who was supporting them, you would get to know those people too. Because I guess the name of the game is if you're going to try and run like a really long distance, you want to take a slow pace for the 6.7 loop. So you really only come into the base camp or the home base area like for 5 minutes, 5 or 10 minutes, and do all of your things, and then you go back out. And so that's just supposed to allow you kind of maximum energy as you go, so you don't just try and race yourself for the fastest time early on and then you just wear yourself out. So yeah, so that is what we did for all three of my sisters were in the race. The one sister who really needed the crewing was the one that she ended up running 180 kilometers, which was like 28 hours of running straight, which was phenomenal. But then I had like, another sister, she ran 67 kilometers, which was 10 hours straight running. And then my other sister, my youngest sister, she ran 3 hours of continuous running. And each one of them did their personal best. Like they had never run that distance before recently. And so it was great. Like everyone kind of helped themselves and they felt good doing it. It was really a lot of fun. And so I have to say, yeah, the community building aspect of it is, I think, way better than any other ultra where you're sort of just like you start and then people spread out. You are always going to like some future distance. And so you never really get the same camaraderie and the same support. And everyone was looking out for people because it's a loop. You knew instantly, like if someone hadn't shown up for that, like back to the loop in an hour, then people would be looking out for them and making sure they knew where they were. It was just really lovely. Um, and so that was the first takeaway. The second takeaway, or I'm not sure even how many I have, but the other main one that I really was surprised about was just the the like philosophical awareness, I guess, that we're so interconnected. And I mean, I know that this was such a like microcosm of that, and it was so evident because my sister, she has trained her brains out. She has like trained and worked and researched and got all the equipment and so she's done everything in her power to move her, distance forward. And also she needs support people. And there was a point in time when I think it was around midnight, that first night, and there were several people that were stopping because their crew people, like, basically they were going home to sleep and they didn't have anybody else to sub in. And I think some of them were probably fine with like the distance. They were like, okay, this is better than I thought I would do. I'm pretty good. But it's also like maybe if they had stayed, they would continue. So it's really just highlighting the fact that we are such community animals, and this was just so apparent that literally you could go further and do better. The runner could if they were supported and helped and like, just made every effort, I guess, was made to make their like back at base camp time um easy, because their main mission is to just be focused on running like on automatic or on autopilot. And all of the mindset that's in there and like just the stamina and the commitment to just like get back out there, um, is what they're supposed to be doing, right? And it works brilliantly when other people are in the tent preparing the stuff, looking after things, and just making it easy for them to just receive the food, the foot massages, the whatever things going on, and then get the shoes back on and get out there again. And and that is life too, right? And it may not be so obvious or apparent, but I really want to highlight that we need each other. We need to reach out for help. We need to give help where we can. We need to just really appreciate the helpers in our life that we have, that make our life easier, that make things work better. And then how receive the thanks and receive the appreciation when we are also helping others make their life work better. And it just really highlighted that. And I can get into lots of moods where it feels like, this is all on me, and this is, I just have to do this, otherwise nothing's gonna happen. Um, but that's not actually like a healthy setup. And at this point, I'm well aware of the fact that it's not. And so when I do notice that, I start tweaking the way projects are arranged. I start tweaking the way my family life is arranged so that, other people are pitching in more, other people are contributing. Everything just doesn't go to me because, like, I'll do it kind of thing. It's like, no, no, if we all share it, then everyone's life goes easier and it's more enjoyable. So, so I thought that was a great takeaway for just general life and what we should all be kind of aiming for in our lives, because I know as women we can take on a lot and quietly do a lot of things. I mean, just because we can do something doesn't mean we need to, or because like we have to, and that kind of thing. And so to start to get away from that mindset of more like a martyrdom thing where you just kind of like, slave away and quietly deal with all your thousands of things that need happening and doing, and then other people are, able to sit back and put their feet up, and it's so much more enjoyable when you share the load, and to be able to speak about that and really just stand up for yourself in a way that's very clear and direct, and just not it doesn't even have to be emotional or anything. It's just like, hey, can you get this, as far as house chores, it's like, hey, if I'm cooking the meals, can you clean up after dinner? Can you load the dishwasher? With the kids and they're constantly changing schedules, sometimes that's tricky, but to get into just that discussion so that, and it makes everyone feel a part of it, which is really the funnest part, is that it's like a team effort then. And it's not like, uh, anyone's left out. It's not like people don't understand that they can't handle some responsibilities, because they can. They do it all the time. Anyway, so that was really great. And then also, I think the cherry on top of the whole thing, on the cake of all of it, was, well, all my sisters, I said, were in the race. So it was like, and my parents were there. So it was a whole family little weekend. And that was lovely, extra lovely, because for one, I think we didn't have, well, we definitely didn't have anybody's kids, anybody's partner, anything, no extended family, just our like original group of six kind of. Um, and so it felt like I got to actually catch up with people in a way that I don't usually. And I think it's because a lot of times when we're visiting, when we're gathering in Ottawa, we gather at my house. And so it's a lot of, just preparation, making sure everything's filled, making sure the groceries are there, making sure, what are we having for dinner? What's up? And so there's a lot of that in the background. And so I think that uh, isn't it makes it harder to just sit back and like catch up with people, and then obviously all the kids and everybody, so there's more activity and more people to catch up with, so maybe that's part of it, is you just don't get to catch up with, you get to catch up with six people, but it may not be those six people, it may be whoever else, right? So that was awesome, and that was, yeah, it was a real treat, and then to have an event around something, so it wasn't, you're actually experiencing together something new, instead of just meeting and sort of reminiscing about how your year has been or how it's going or how you hope it will go in the future. And I think there's something there with like the shared experience that's really brings people together. It like tightens the kind of weave of our family. And I that was sort of completely a bonus. I didn't really think or anticipate that that would be as real as it felt in the moment. Anyway, so that was the weekend. Everyone ran exceptionally, and I think, well, they did already enroll next year, so we'll see. I think at this point I'm just their traveling crew member, so let me know where you guys are running next, and I'll do my absolute best to go there. Because it is fun. And it's definitely lovely to not not have to run. To be the background support person instead of, feeling like you're on, like this is your stage, you know what I mean? And so that was nice too, because there is a lot of the contrast of that, or just the leading and the being of, the support foundation for it, instead of, because in my businesses, in my a lot of my life is like I am the leader of the company, or I'm, that kind of thing. And so there's a lot of that in my life. And it was really a great perspective and a beautiful like relief to just be the support for somebody. But it wasn't my game or my goal to meet. It was just all I had to do was show up with love and calm and the friggin' right food, and that's it. And then go again and over and over. And so it was excellent. It was more than I actually thought it would be, and I didn't even have a personal best or anything like that. So if you're ever thinking, if you're a runner and you think you might want to get into that, then I would seriously, I would highly recommend the backyard ultras as a place to start, instead of just the giant long distance ultra like linear runs, and see how you like it. And also, you don't that's the other thing too, is that there's all sorts of, like, you can run for an hour, you can run for 39 hours, you're all invited. And so you can do it also with like a whole group of people with different running levels. And that's what we did. And that's also community building, right? It's like you don't have to just do it yourself with your crew. It's like all a bunch of runners can go out and have their personal best and have a great time and be a part of the thing, and everyone's kind of in it. And that just is way more fun, I think, than if you were. There's not that many ultra runners in, North America, let alone the world. And so if you were in that caliber, you might find that you don't have a lot of friends that would do it with you. You don't have a lot of siblings that would do it with you. But this is a way it's set up where it's okay. Like, it's just a different number of loops. You don't have to, it's not like the loop number starts at loop 10 or 15 or anything. You just start at one. And everyone who wants to run can start at one loop, right? So anyways, that is the update. And yeah, then I got back home and it was a blur. It was a busy time. But it was great to have that break and change of pace and everything. And I hope that you listening can really, I guess, take that story and see where how it would fit with your life, and how you could kind of use those community building, the change of pace, the maybe even when you're getting together with your family, like an actual activity or an event of some sort where you can really share an experience. And I think that is really like the the gem, I guess, of the whole thing, where to because I mean, we've I'm 47. We've all moved out of the house ages ago. My parents are in their 70s, and it was something that like the whole family could do, and it wasn't too hard or too easy for anybody. It was just perfect. And yeah, it was brilliant. So there we go. And we stayed at a place called Mercy River Chalets, I think is what it's called. It's near Keji. It was gorgeous. It had, for those who don't like camping, which I put my hand up for that. If you want a chalet, if you want like a hotel kind of room, they have both. They have chalets where it's like multiple bedrooms and it's like a cottage basically. And then they also have a length of a building that has like kind of like motel hotel rooms like that. And they're clean, they're lovely, they're well supplied. It's perfect. And so yeah, you can easily go into the park, hike, canoe, kayak, whatever you want. And just it's 10 minutes outside of the park, and then you get like a warm shower, your tea or coffee is there. It's heated if you're there in an off season where it may not be that warm, and it's on Mercy River, which is gorgeous. There's boardwalks there and ways you can enjoy that. And yeah, so I'd highly recommend that place too, if if you ever find yourself in the area but thinking like, camping was so 1995. Anyway, that's just my preference, but the camping in Keji is great. It's not nothing against Keji. It's just, yeah, sometimes I don't feel like being on the ground. Anyway, so that's the story of the Backyard Ultra. Hopefully, it just inspires you a little bit to set some outrageous goals for yourself and go get it. Like, just one day at a time, one step at a time, you can do things that maybe seem crazy to others, seem like, wow, is that even possible? And you can totally do it. And like, we are so much more powerful than we give ourselves credit for on the day to day. So that's also very inspirational. Like 180 kilometers is, yeah, that's amazing. It's amazing. And the person who won it run 39 hours. So that's, I don't even know how many kilometers that is. That's a whole freaking bunch more. Anyway, yeah, take care. Have a beautiful day, and I will see you in the next episode.